Hello everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. I hope you're all having an amazing day. We're starting off with the black pieces against an 1859 from the UAE. E4, let's go ahead with... Game aborted? Why? Hello everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. I hope you're all having an amazing day. We're starting off with the black pieces against an 1841 from the Philippines. Let's go ahead with D5. You may notice in the bottom, I did lose some rating points. I made a mistake of trying to play some games last night when I was tired. I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea, but that's what we did, and I ended up going on a bit of a losing streak. I'm sure you're all familiar with the feeling. You know, you play one more game, and you end up 200 points worse off than you were earlier that day. Not the best feeling in the world, but it happens. It happens. We've got a c4 line here, so this is all pretty main stuff, apart from bishop e3. Usually it's just knight or bishop, or c4. I think. No, c4 not. You just take the pawn. Yeah, so we played bishop f5. Ideally, we want to go bishop f4. We can't do that because the knight's not blocking the queen. So you go bishop f5, and then c4. Simple enough. What we do here, I'm not sure. Really not sure. Queen e4 is the quote-unquote obvious answer. The problem is you're getting potentially kicked around a bit. But we will go for it anyway. I think we will go for it anyway. Potentially even looking to trade off the queens early. Long castles is still an option. Looking for this d-pawn. And we'll go, I think, a6 here. Just to stop that kicking around that I mentioned. I don't want that. One bit, really. I don't want that at all. But yeah, I hope you're all having a great start to your week. It's Monday over here. I don't know how time zones work. I know a lot of you guys are from America, so I'm not sure if you're in front or behind. I think it's somewhat like 9 hours. I'm not sure. But anyway, I hope you're all having a great start to your week. I'm hopefully going to be feeling a bit better than I did at the end of last week with all those losses. But I'm ready to start again, start fresh. I think long castles is tempting, but with c4, it seems almost weakening. Maybe an e5 is worth it. e5, they counter push with d5. And I don't like the look of it, really. So maybe just an e6. Again, our queen's looking potentially trappy, but we always have queen c2 as a break. Not a break. A bailout, I guess. Knight b4. Knight b4 potential. Looking for that. Which almost forces off the dark squared bishop, which would be very good for us. We have c6 if they check, which is fine. Knight can come back to a6 if necessary. And we still have the same sort of ideas. Even a queen c2 first, trying to swap off the queens. Bishop e7, castles. I think we're looking okay here. You know, it's nothing spectacular. At all. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing spectacular. But it's not bad. It's a playable position. So we will accept that, I guess. Knight there. Let's go queen c2 then. Force off the trade and trade off one of these bishops for them because of the fork on the bishop and the rook. We're also hitting this pawn, so they sort of have to trade off here. They could potentially ignore it. It's a possibility. But, you know, I wouldn't want to mess around with those possibilities too much if I were them. To be honest, for example, knight a3, there is potential of queen a3, knight d3 with the discovered attack from the bishop. Winning this pawn potentially. Yeah, so they go for the trade-off. And we'll take one of their bishops with us. And we'll just try to play the bishop pair, I guess, this game. We'll try to play the bishop pair. And see what we can do with that. So I think a bishop b4 here works, hitting the knight at least. The knight has to go somewhere, wherever it goes. Maybe a bishop e4 works. It looks pretty secure on this square. And then we definitely need to castle, because we need these rooks in the game as soon as possible. Maybe a c5 break is interesting. I think probably just castles here, actually. Fine. Is fine. We can probably slow down. We've been playing a bit fast, but that's all good. Sometimes you play a bit fast. Sometimes you play a bit slow. That's part of the game. We'll go bishop e6. I wanted to go bishop c7, but I really want them to push this. So we're controlling all the breaks. Looking specifically at e5, I think, would be nice. Although they can counter break with d5 then. Very interesting stuff. But if we just put a rook on d8, that's fine. We'll sit back tight. We'll sit back tight. I want to go to e4, but then they get their rooks out with tempo. And yeah, it's not looking particularly nice. We'll start bringing these rooks out. Get the rook on e8 as well. And start making a mess of things, really. Double up potential. I was going to say knight trappage, which it was, after g5. So that's going to be a big miss for them. For us, I mean. Such a shame. But that's the game. Sometimes you miss stuff. I want to play an e6, but it's not looking as tasty after d5 because this bishop takes afterwards. But then, ooh, it's pinned. It's pinned tactically. It's pinned tactically, so they're going to have to go c5. At which point we get what we wanted, basically. We get what we wanted. Potentially playing e4 as well. And if the bishop goes back, then we do still have that. So they played what we wanted, basically. They played what we wanted, which is good. We just win the pawn there. Again, very good. And yeah, I think we're probably on top here. I think we're probably on top. Try to get some of these rating points back. We definitely need it. Must have lost, what, 20 at least? 30 potentially? Oof. It hurts to just think about it. Don't like it. I like my points. I always do say that I don't care about winning or losing, and that is true for the most part, but when numbers are involved, you know, I like my numbers. Yeah, I'm struggling with what to do with this bishop. Go there. Is probably a shout, actually. We got to take that pawn, right? Then play g5. Get the bishop there and chill on d5. Make it a permanent weakness. And yeah, I think even a rook e8 here, stopping the knight getting to e3 is a good shout. If they go there, we can take. Takes maybe. They go there. Interesting. Let's continue with the plan. And it's a weakness. You know, it's a weakness. I don't know if it's a game-winning weakness or not. They go for the push. So we'll take. Again, try to keep the bishops on the board. It might be harder than it needs to be honest. That might have been a mistake. Probably just a bishop b4 there, right? No, I don't even know. I don't even know at this point. b6 gives them c6, which isn't nice. G4's unnecessary. Not nice. Not nice. Not nice. If we go there, yeah, we probably have to go there, right? I don't like it. I don't like it. You know how I said we potentially had an advantage? It's looking less and less likely. It's looking less and less likely. The good news is they don't really have a break. C5 is very annoying. Although potentially frees up our bishops in the end. So that could be a plus. That could be a plus. They go there. Well, we can just take this. No. Take this and we just win the game. Takes. Takes. Check. There. Takes. Rook takes. We take the bishop. We just, like, a piece up. We get the exchange back, don't we? At least. And then we get the bishop at the end, so we just a piece up. That's a huge miscalculation from them. There, we just take the rook. Threaten to take these, and then just take the bishop. Just a piece up. Just a piece up. What can I say? They go there. That's actually a very smart move from them. Well, we get the pawn. We get the pawn, which is fair enough. I'll take the pawn. I will take the pawn. We get like a check potentially. So we're up a pawn. We are up a pawn. Definitely not as good as I thought it was. King e4 is a great move. It seems obvious to go back, but actually going forward towards the bishop is better, which is strange, but yeah, makes a lot of sense. Check, king there. Doesn't seem particularly nice. We'll just drop the bishop back, I reckon. With potential check f5. Just cover this pawn. We really need to get this king over. And this is going to be tight. This is going to be tight. I'm not going to lie and say it's not going to be tight, because it is going to be tight. I think f5. Oh, we're pinned, actually. Okay. Well, let's throw in the check and then go e7. King can't go anywhere. It has to, like, go back. Then we'll go e7. Yeah. And we need to start really pushing our advantage, otherwise we're going to get steamrolled. And that's, like, I don't use that word like lightly. We're going to get steamrolled if we don't deal with this. Yeah. So we have to take it, right? They take with the pawn, which is smart. And then we just get this king over, I think. Keep getting the king over. Cover this rook. King can't get in this way, which is good. Can't get in at all that way. Push loses the pawn. We're going for f5, f4, hopefully. That's a great move. That's a really good move. Which is cool. We'll just play at h5, h4 then. It's not ideal. Am I worried about rook h6? I'm terrified of rook h6. But we'll just have to go f5 then. We'll have to go f5. Give ourselves a square on f7. In fact, we can't. Oh, this is terrifying. We lose the pawn. We lose the pawn. King d8. This is not nice. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. It's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. We have to go king d8 and lose both of these pawns. Which is very... No, we just lose one. We just lose one. It's not ideal. To say the least, it's not ideal. No. We got this. No. Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. They throw in that. Which is threatening check, I guess. E6. Rook E6 check. Takes. Bishop takes. No, but then checkmate. Ah. This ain't good. Not good. No. No. I can't. I don't think we can get out of this. I can't see a way out. C7's just devastating. Bishop D8. D7. Bishop D7. It still probably loses to that, right? C7. Check. We drop the. No. Check. We drop the bishop back. No, we drop. Yeah. No, we drop the bishop back. We drop the bishop back. No. Take backsies, please. Take backsies. Rook takes. Pawn takes there. Is game over. Bishop back was the move. I literally said it as well. That's devastating. I'm sad. They don't go for it. They don't go for it. Well, I'll play bishop e6 then, thank you. They don't go for it. They don't go for it. Oh my. They're low on time as well. We are down a lot of material though, which is horrible. But we've come back from worse. We've come back from worse, potentially. I can't say that for sure, but it feels like potentially we have. Whether it's true or not is another thing. Let's take. Rook takes check, check, there. 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 Check, there. No, we've got to get the king away. We'll go king c8. We're not going king d7 because of that. And we'll throw in a rook f6. We'll throw in a rook f6. Check. There. 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 Get behind. Start to push. There. Check. 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 There. Check. There. No way. There. 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 Take that. No way. Check. Check. No way. Check. No way. Check. Have we got this? Then we go there. There. No way we've drawn this. No way we've drawn this. Oh my gosh. That was like a two-pawn Philidor position. That's wild. How did we manage that? How did we manage that? That's absolutely bonkers. Oh my gosh. They got scammed. I'm sorry, they got scammed. We absolutely swindled them. We absolutely swindled them out of the win. That was horrible. They were crushing. Yeah, wow. Wow, wow, wow. 73.9% accuracy versus 73.8. So you got a 0.1% accuracy more. Wow. I'm not sure how it calculates that. We're both 1650 apparently, and that is a roller coaster of a game. Absolute roller coaster of a game. We did miss that trapped piece, to be fair, which was poor. It was poor. Queen e4 is actually the best move, which is fun. Knight there's a mistake. And then e5 it wants. E5 is what it wants. Then you just play on. I guess stuff just trades off. What if they go d5? Knight d4 potentially. Knight d2. What? Yeah, knight d4. Knight d4. And then yeah, stuff just trades off. Fez? Bishop e2, yeah, blah blah blah. We played pretty safe. We did this knight maneuver, which apparently is not good. Bishop e7 is just better. I guess he castle before the check, which makes sense. Apparently rook c1 is better, and I guess I've got to go like this way because the fork's no longer working or something. Makes sense. We managed to get the fork. It evens out. We take the bishop. Mess around with the bishop pair for a bit. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. This is a trapped piece, like we said. There is no squares for this knight to go. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. We miss stuff. Blah, blah, blah. We got this really nice pawn structure. Apparently takes was not the best move. Apparently you keep the knight out first, which makes sense. Well, it doesn't really make sense, but I see it, I guess. We did that eventually. Wrong order. We get this nice pawn structure. Blah, blah, blah. Stuff trades off. And then we get to this position, which we make the mistake of going down, losing the nice pawn structure that we had. We make that mistake. And we give them this insane majority on the queen side. We thought this tactic works. King there means that it doesn't. The better move was just to take the free pawn. Makes sense. But we went for it. And apparently taking the rook's not even the best. You're throwing the check first. King has to go there. And then you pin this bishop. And I guess that just repeats there. That's a repetition, looking like. King e4. Rook e8. King d3. Bishop takes. You take the other pawn. Bishop takes. Then you can take either of these rooks. You still choose not to, and you go after the bishop. Because winning a piece is better than going up the exchange. Remember that. Very important. Throwing up checks, blah, blah, blah. And then the computer apparently likes this. You get a few pawns. It looks evenish, though. It's saying looks evenish. Anyway, we go after this. Blah, blah, blah. Bring the bishop back to cover this. Throwing the check. Rook goes up. Takes. And we're definitely losing here. Like, we're walking into these mating patterns. And it's so scary. Apparently King G7's better just to stop the rook getting into F6, I'm guessing. Retrospectively, it's easier. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. We move the king over. This is a mistake. Bishop blocks is just way better. Way. Well, it's not better. They're both completely losing. And C7 here. Where are you going? You go there. Takes. You go there. They queen. Go take the pawn. They take the rook as well. Not nice. So the better move was just bishop takes, which we said. We said. And then rook takes pawn. And then apparently you sack the bishop for the pass pawn. Still completely losing. But they took the pawn. They got greedy. We managed to get the bishop to e6. Traded off the bishops. And then we're left with this. They're a pawn up with rooks. We check king c8 to stop them, rather than going king c7, where they get the tempo, winning this pawn. We go straight to the source, go to king c8, stop that. Apparently that's a huge blunder. We go after this f pawn instead. I was a bit worried about them coming back for checkmates, because that looks scary. But I guess not. We throw in some pointless checks. They're winning again. We go behind, go for these behind checks, and we really wanted them to play a6, because if they don't play a6, they've got a hidey hole from these checks, so I can no longer check them. So I waited for them to play a6, started my checkings, and once they leave, we go back to c6, which is important to hit this pawn. They have to push the pawn. Well, they don't. They can go back, but then we keep checking. They push the pawn, and now we target this a pawn. And if this a pawn moves, we take the rook. Yeah. They do the right thing. We go after the h pawn, and then, yeah. So the better move was g5 or g3. G3 is better, because then you're supporting the pawn push, I guess. And yeah, so we'll show the better move. Follow up. There we go. And then, like, I could throw in the checks here, but I've always got to come back to support this, basically. And then they can keep pushing. And then go to king g4 is brilliant as well. I can start pushing, but the problem is they promote with check. So even if I'm one move faster, they still promote with check and win, basically. And then they're actually promoting two queens. With the discovered check as well, which is deadly. They make some mistakes, give us the pawn, and now this is dead drawing, because we have these infinite checks. And if you watched my... what video was it? My rook and queen endgame video, I covered this. It's called the Philidor position. Very similar, not exact. It's two pawns, which is slightly different, but the same principle. Basically, you have infinite checks, and then we know that we are inside the pawn square. So we're able to stop this pawn once the rooks are traded off. Safe to say we got very lucky. I think safe to say we got very lucky. Yeah, we need to get some of this rating back. I think that's a sign for me to stop playing casual games on my own and just take it seriously on the Road to Master. I'll play Blitz or something next time. Use a different rating system. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like if you liked. Please subscribe if you really liked. And I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye.